Hi, I'm Felishade. In the fall, I'll be going to the University of Texas at Austin, Hookham, class of 2028. In this video today, I'm just going to talk about the stats that got me into UT and just some tips I would have for any high schoolers or incoming or rising juniors and rising seniors. Random disclaimer. I didn't watch any of these videos, like these stats, to get into UT videos when I applied to UT, but general stats that the internet gave me when I searched up SAT score, GPA, number for UT. SAT score in math, a 620 to 730 range, and for English, a 610 to a 770 range. Average ACT score is 30. The average GPA is 3.84 unweighted. Now onto my specific stats. My unweighted GPA was a 3.7 and my weighted was a 4.5. I graduated magna cum laude with rank 17 out of 573. And my SAT was actually pretty bad. I'm not going to mention it, but you can imagine what a bad SAT score is. I was in student council for 2 years. I was the president for 1. I was in band all 4 years. I learned how to play the tuba, the oboe, the clarinet, a little bit of the sax, and a little bit of the euphonium. I was the band vice president my senior year, and I was also low brass section leader. I was also the president of the academic decathlon team for 2 years. I was in yearbook my sophomore year. I was in my district student advisory committee for 2 years. I was also in 3 outside of school programs, but they were in school, but it was weird. I was in communities in school, I was in Emerge, and I was in trios. All of those things are all Houston/Texas based, but I thought I'd mention it. Those are just my stats. I got them. Those stats that I got, I was pretty consistent with my grades throughout all of high school. I took dual credit and AP classes, and that's what I got. Now on to the tips portion of the video. This tip isn't really a tip, more just a little notice for all Texas residents. Most schools, you get the top 10%, you get automatic accepted, but for UT specifically, it's top 6%. Rank you have to be to get into the top 6% really ranges on how big your class is. So for me, I was in the top 3%, so I got auto accepted. But also note, just because you got auto accepted into the university doesn't mean you're gonna get auto accepted into your college. Now, I am a COLA student, so college with liberal arts, and my major is government. So I know the business school is really hard to get into. So just know what is the college trying to get into, and make sure to look into that as well. This is a tip for anyone who has the option to take dual credit and AP classes. Know the general location of where you want to go to school. And I'm talking about major, I'm not talking about city, I'm talking about in-state or out-of-state. Simple as that. I figured out I wanted to go out of state my senior year, and by that point, I was pretty much screwed. Now, if you really have a toss-up between in-state, out-of-state, do a mix. But if you're pretty certain you're not gonna go out of state, or you're pretty certain that you're gonna go out of state, so out-of-state AP courses, they accept them everywhere. You gotta take an AP exam though, so you gotta know if you're a really good test taker. Dual credit, you're going to stay in-state. That means easy. As long as you pass the class, you're going to get the college credit, and all of it is going to transfer most likely. This next tip is mostly for those who have access to taking dual credit classes. Take the dual credit classes. Okay, your school's going to pay for it. You don't have to. Next tip is take online classes. For me, I think because my school is underfunded and not a lot of teachers, half the school's empty, we don't have a lot of options to take dual credit and AP classes in person. But honestly, I would say take it online if you can, because then you can derate my professor and you can get a good professor. Next tip is have a hobby, have something to write about. Because for me, this is going to be the next step as well, but for my personal statement, what I wrote about was literally just my hobbies. Because even if you aren't the smartest in the bunch, you having all of these different extracurriculars or just hobbies will make you better than someone who all they have is grades. But then again, it's auto admit, so Next tip is write your personal statement well and long. And long can mean a lot of things. Mine was around 800 words. And because that essay was so well thought out and well written, and it was also very malleable, I was able to take out paragraphs and stuff like that and fit the essay to fit different needs, so say for a scholarship. And my last tip is simply just do those random programs. Because Communities in School was just a random one that I saw, shut up one day, loved it, stayed. I wouldn't even say loved it, I liked it, and it got me out of class. And then they said, oh, you can apply to this summer internship that we partnered with the Houston Bar Association, and you'll be an intern for 8 weeks at a local law firm or organization that's partnered with us, and you'll get paid. And that was my summer job this year. And I'm an intern at a local law firm in downtown Houston. It's very nice. It's a very informative internship. I get to meet a lot of great people, a lot of alumni from UT actually. I got to meet the assistant district attorney. I got to meet one of the judges. I got to meet multiple judges actually. So if you're anyone applying or gunning for UT, I say just be yourself, try to follow these tips, but also note that these tips, I dislike doing tip videos just because who am I? You know, like I got into UT, yeah, but 30,000 other people got into UT. You know what I mean? Like what makes me special for me to give advice to, honestly? So all of those tips are just things that I learned along the way, you know? Just write the essays, do credit, know the general location of where you want to go. It's very broad. And sometimes I feel like those things aren't helpful. I said before that I have never watched the stats that got me into XYC school. But yes, I genuinely can't wait to get down to 40 acres. I can't wait to show y'all my dorm. I'm going to do a haul of all the things I bought for my dorm. I can't wait to do more vlog and study content. Follow and subscribe for more UT-based content, since by the time this comes out, it'll be the 10th. And so I move in 2 weeks from today, the day this video is posted. So you'll be seeing more UT content in the coming weeks, and maybe not in shorts, but most definitely in long form. So I will see you all then, and roll the cards.
That's all for today. I post every Saturday and Tuesday. The topics are usually about Asian television and media along with lifestyle and study-ish content. See you in the next video.